What's up, everyone? It's a salty week for an Eagles fan, but welcome to 302 Podcast. Dalton, do the honors, hit that intro.
I got you, Jackson. Yeah, like you said, I don't even want to admit it. Salty week.
All right, boys, welcome back. I want to start off this week with my call-in. Today, my call-ins, as you guys reached out, saw last week, we're sponsored by El Diablo Burritos. If you're in around Delaware area and need a bite to eat, there's no place better than El Diablo. The Southwestern restaurant has the best burritos in town, along with insane bowls, salad, quesadillas, and more. El Diablo offers fresh farm to table ingredients that make for an amazing dining experience. Their specialties include homemade guacamole, queso, and signature chipotle ranch dressing. A daring spice, known as volcano dust. They currently have 5 convenient locations: Brandmar Plaza, North Wilmington; Trolley Square in Wilmington; Market Street in downtown Wilmington; Pike Creek off of Limestone Road, right by Manor Care; and Newark Main Street, the heart of University of Delaware campus. Stop into El Diablo today and let them know that you guys heard from 302 Birds and the boys.
Thank you, Jack. And why don't you kick it off with our call-ins by asking some questions to these lovely gentlemen? I mean, should we just address the elephant in the room right off the bat?
I'll start off with the two guys fans in this podcast right now.
Sorry, what's that?
Go fuck yourself.
Sorry,
whoa. Rap. Give me a rundown of this last week's game and your takeaways and things like that. How do you think Giants gonna do? You think it'll be a wild card?
I mean, it was a good looking game for a fresh new offensive coordinator. It was pretty good. Eagles suck for sure.
Yeah, 13 points.
They really suck now that they lost to the Giants. I think that's what the main point is to take off is that the Eagles are frauds.
Well, all joking aside, Rap, you gotta say this game was shitty all around. Yes, you guys got the dub.
Oh, dude, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was so hard to
The
watch.
loss to the Giants is like the biggest
The whole game was hard to watch.
They had to win because Michael Strahan was getting retired, so that's why they won.
Here's an Eagles fan with another excuse coming in hot. Right
That's not gonna happen come December 28th, bitch.
It might. It just might.
What do you have that date on your calendar? You fucking
yeah.
serial killer? What the fuck?
Oh yeah. You guys got lucky. You guys got lucky. You guys were suffering from losing a shitty offense coordinator.
Here's all the excuses, man. This is excuse after excuse. My dude, just take the L and move on.
No, I'm not.
Eat that shit.
Not.
Eat that shit with your fucking chest, you man.
I hate you so much.
Listen, in the wise words of my quarterback, after you drop a deuce, you don't look at it. You flush it. All right? My quarterback said that.
So I want to kick it to a Giants fan too. Like, what are your thoughts on this shit, Declan? Like, you haven't spoke on this, but you got the hat on. You're repping. I mean, like, talk some shit, man. Feel free. I mean, not really though, but.
Look, man, I'm in the heart of Philadelphia up here, Temple University. I love it up here, but, it's a little scary sometimes for guys like us. But this was a big week, I mean, there's no greater feeling than getting reverse Evan Ingram when the wide receiver on the other team drops the wide open touchdown. There's really no better feeling than that not happening to a guy in a blue jersey. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, you guys can make all the excuses you want. You can whine all you want. All right. But Bradbury was locked down on your best receiver, and McKinney played unbelievably. This guy right here is going to the Pro Bowl. He's incredible. All right. And yeah, Kitchens maybe didn't call the best game, but our offensive line is literally a revolving door at this point. I could get out there in pads and maybe do a little better than Nate Soldier. I mean, it's ridiculous. But hey, a win is a win is a win, and I will take it, baby.
Let's go.
Salute you.
Yeah.
What was that face, brother?
I was laughing and I'm locking down Devonta Smith. You kidding me? He was wide open.
Him
on
and
second
Goddard,
and
3
They
catches,
just-
27 yards.
Bro, the only reason he didn't catch the ball is because there was no ball to catch.
Yeah, he just wasn't thrown to. He's
Well,
wide open if you watch any of the game.
I have watched all the – look, every time you guys have said he's wide open, there's the camera angle, and then it zooms out, and the safety help is over the top, which is why Hurts didn't throw the ball. That's everything on Twitter I've seen.
I think you're giving
out,
him way too much
there's the
credit.
safety over top. It
Cap.
was just great defense. Should Hurts have
Safety
thrown the
over
ball
the
maybe a few more times to him? Yeah, but he was well covered the whole game.
No,
If we're talking about that last play, safety over the top, the safety was 15 yards away from him at the first down line. 15 yards away. He was in the back of the end zone looking for that Hail Mary shot. If we're talking about anything, numerous times he's throwing his hand up. Look
Look
at
at
that
this.
right there. That
Oh, yeah,
pop.
no, that was terrible.
Like, that's a
But remember, he was
that's
locked
a high
down.
school throw. That's a high school throw that you
It's
gotta
one
make.
play,
Yeah.
Salucci. The whole game he
Yeah.
was locked down.
Was he? Was he though?
Let's just hope his dad doesn't say anything about it and get him kicked off the goddamn football team.
Well, let me put it to you.
Ron, you're muted, brother.
You know, if Michael Strahan was not getting retired last week, it would be a different game. It would be a different game.
Dude, this excuse is old, man.
What a weird excuse.
No. And if you still had the
Jack,
dude
even
from,
I have to admit this. That was a weak excuse, but go
Come
on.
on, dude.
if
Jack,
you
you're
still
better
had,
than
Hey,
this.
shout out
doing
to
his
you,
best.
bro. That was a good point. I agree with you, though.
if you still had the offense coordinator that you had before you fired him, you guys would have lost.
Yeah, and that's why we
Okay.
fired him. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think.
let's
I don't
look
see
Yeah,
it.
we still won last week, dude. Do you remember?
What's your record now? You still a losing record?
You still lost.
We
to the
lost.
Giants, bro.
We lost.
Bro, we
care.
have no room to talk.
We lost.
It doesn't matter. We have a negative record, and you still lost to us. I mean, I think that really says it all.
Yeah,
Jack,
that doesn't make
look.
you look good.
Don't we have a negative record as well?
What the fuck?
Yeah, we do now.
So, what are we talking about here, Jack?
Whatever. Like I said,
No, but Devonta Smith is not—he's not covered the whole game. Like, let's just make that like a known fact right now, and make sure that's off the table, Casey.
He had 4 targets, and if you look at Jalen
4.
Reagor had 7. Why is Jalen Reagor getting 7 targets compared to our
Facts.
number 1 draft pick,
I saw that.
who has actually
So true,
proved
though.
himself to catch a football, unlike Jalen Reagor? That's what boils
Fun.
my mind.
Let me,
And in
let me
crunch
go one
time,
step
when you
further.
come into the head coach saying, "Get me the ball," and we're still not getting him the ball, and where was Miles Sanders on that whole last drive? Where's that? I mean, our 2 best playmakers are just out. What are we
Even
doing with
Goddard.
that?
Where is Goddard? Goddard had 1 catch the whole game.
It's
I
not
don't
where
know.
are these guys. It's not where's Smith. It's not where's Goddard. It's not where's Sanders. It's where the fuck is Hurts, dude.
Where's Hurts' head?
Yeah. I mean,
Clearly
you can't
staring
just
back
give it
at
to
more
Boston
than just a
Scott
deuce.
running up the middle every time.
I will say congratulations on the W, but I mean, this was probably the worst week for Eagles team. They played so shitty, and
No, Dallas, in my opinion.
no,
People were pissed about Dallas.
well, but like the thing is, like, you know, what have we said all season? Run the goddamn ball, and what didn't we do? Half the game, run the goddamn ball, and when we ran the ball, we got positive yards. And then Dickerson, he cost us a touchdown. Yes, I know Kelsey was injured, but if that holding didn't count, it would have been, you know, maybe a tie game, maybe OT. But
That's
it's just,
stupid too.
we decided to run the ball too late in the game. We have been so successful the previous weeks running the ball. I don't know what was going through our mind when we were calling these plays, but come on now.
I mean, our run defense was pretty good, dude. Like dude, yes,
Pretty
it
good.
was.
Pretty good. Boston Scott had 4.3 yards a carry, and Miles Sanders had 7 yards a carry. Pretty good. Hurts had 9.6
It wasn't
yards
great.
a rush. How is that pretty good, though?
I mean, I don't know.
He's
No,
won.
that's a losing battle. That's
They
a
won.
losing
That's
battle.
how
I guess I've just been shut up, to be honest.
they won. They won. That's how
No,
they
the
won.
ultimate, for some reason, I just had a gut feeling the game was over at the end of the first half when Hurts threw that pick to Holmes. Like, why not just throw that away? You know, that's when I knew, like, his head wasn't in it. Like, something was up.
right? Why
No,
would you
I
throw that
agree.
out?
Throw it away, take the points. You get 3 points at the end of the half.
Tie game
you go in
too.
on you go in on a high note. But I don't know if it's inexperience or what. He's just trying to make something that's not there. I don't know.
But you could just tell from that moment it was like something's not right here with this offense.
And it seemed like he was trying to be the superhero all game. He was trying to be. I mean, some of the passes he had, blown coverage or not blown coverage, but just terrible passes deep when we are not good at throwing the ball deep, and we've experienced that in previous weeks. Like, I don't know what was going through his mind. But I mean, I will say kudos to the Giants fans in here. Congrats on your win. Like I said last week, the Giants game versus Eagles is always a good game. And yes, it was a shitty game. It was a shitty game all last week, but it was still a good game. Probably one of the best games I've watched against for the Eagles. You know what I mean?
And Jack, we lost. We fucking lost, man. We lost.
Yeah, but you know,
He still won't admit it. Look at him.
I'd rather lose to the Giants than the Cowboys for sure.
Not me, bro. They have to listen to Rap's bullshit.
I'd rather lose to a 7-win team than a 3-win team.
Right?
True.
Damn. No, bro. We do need to talk about Jalen Reagor, though. Like, when's it gonna stop? Like, when are they just gonna put an end to it all? Because it's nothing but suffering with him. Am I wrong?
No, it's been pretty bad so far. I completely agree with you.
And it's like there's no consistency. Like it's not like when he's good, and when he's bad. He's just bad.
Yeah.
Who hurts?
I just want to thank Rap real quick for coming on. I appreciate you, Rap. We got another guest in, so we can only have like 7 people in here max. So I got to put in the other guest, but appreciate you.
That's good, man.
Do you want to talk some shit before you leave to Jack because he still doesn't seem?
Nah, kick him out.
Put his face.
Kick him out.
Just say something so everybody can just watch his face when you say it.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Gordon's a bitch, and so are the Eagles. So, you guys have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
Well said. Rap. Thank you, bro. All right, moving on. Thank you, Rap Asali, for coming in. We appreciate you. Congrats on the New York Giants dub. We're bringing in a good friend of ours from college real quick into the chat, and then we can get into what Cole's saying. I mean, Cole, why don't you ask Greg the question that you just asked me? Why don't you ask Greg that?
Yeah, bro. So give us your thoughts on like Jalen Reagor. So I literally just said so. Like last season, he's bad. This season, he's bad. He doesn't have any ups. He really only has downs. What are your thoughts?
Well, first off, I just want to tell you.
Time out. Are you taking a shit, Greg?
Yeah, I'm on the toilet in the Cheesecake Factory right now. You hear the Christmas music?
Yeah, I hear the Christmas music.
So first off, I'm taking a shit in the Cheesecake Factory bathroom. Second off, Jalen Reagor, so he's good at making like subpar plays, but like when it matters, he can't do it, which is like the issue. You know what I mean? So like in my opinion, like big time catches, like what we saw this last Sunday, he can't do, which isn't good. Which means we're not trying to sign like a subpar player, we're an extraordinary player, you know.
Yeah. So how do you spend the draft picks?
I mean, I would try to just get like a wide receiver if I'm being quite honest. Like I like Dallas Goedert, so I think like he's got that covered. But in opinions of like Reagor, like definitely get someone who could probably outperform him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if we had a better decision on the two deep balls at the fourth quarter, who would you want that ball to go to? Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins, or Dallas Goedert?
Could you repeat the first part of that question? Sorry.
Yeah, so you know how we kind of blew our shit up and threw 2 deep passes towards the end of the game? And they both went to Reagor. If you were to remake those, who would you throw the ball to? Would you throw it to Quez Watkins, Devonta Smith, or Dallas Goedert?
See, personally, I would have thrown it to Watkins. because Watkins been having some great catches this season, in my opinion. Like, he's been a very blow-up character at, like, different times. So I think he's surprisingly good. I wouldn't say Devonta, because I saw Devonta get pretty well covered, like, a lot. Like, he was covered a bunch. So I wouldn't throw it to him just because he was so well covered. And Goddard, I mean, he's great, but, like, I honestly didn't watch, like, his coverage, so I wouldn't know, like, how badly he was covered. But, I mean, it would probably be a tie between Watkins and Goddard, but Watkins usually is explosive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One last
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Wait, Tom, is your username Fernandes is hot? Thanks, buddy.
Yes, it is.
I'm on my iPhone, so, like, I'm squinting to look at your names. Sorry, what you saying?
Do you think the Eagles still have a wild card berth, or do you think it's kind of gone and out?
I don't know about a wild card, because, like, all our eggs that are in the basket are pretty much on the field as we are, and, like, we've seen what they could do. I mean, the only wild card, I guess you could say, is Rager, just because Rager's been playing shit. But I mean, like, you could say wild card in the defense, just because on the offseason we picked up so many defensive players. I mean, like, we've been seeing some good. I remember, like, 2 years ago yelling that Maddox sucked. Like, I used to think he was, like, a terrible defensive player. But this year he got re-signed, and he's actually made some really good plays. So, I mean, on the defensive end, I would say Maddox. I think he's been doing a lot better. I'm not saying he's really good, because obviously Darius Slay's better. But I'm saying he's an improvement from what he used to be.
Yeah.
And the Eagles going from one of the worst secondaries in the league to, I mean, probably top 10 in my opinion, at least now. I don't feel like every single time a ball's thrown that I'm crapping down my leg or peeing down my leg that anybody's going to catch it. At least somebody's going to be there.
Yeah, and they're getting better at tackling, too. They started this season rough. They couldn't tackle anybody.
They just got to start punching them in the nuts.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, for those of you who have been following, we did a giveaway recently. I forget what you had to do. Did you have to like subscribe or follow the Instagram page to win a Devonta Smith jersey? So here up on the screen, we are looking at all the names. You can see there on the right that there's a bunch of names there. We're just gonna randomize this and pick a name and we'll see.
Wait, why is Greg fuck up 3 times? How did that happen?
You're muted, bud.
Thank you. Some people in our TikTok, if they tag 3 friends, you did it. You tagged 3 friends and you put it on your Instagram story, got multiple, votes or whatever, I guess you could say, entries. So you got it because you did that. So appreciate you. But we're going to randomize it. Are you guys ready to see who's going to win the Devonta Smith jersey? Tell me when you guys are ready.
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right, whoever's in the top spot, number 1, wins it. David Bergner from our Instagram. Hey, salute to you, man. You're getting it. The next closest person that we know, I guess, is number 6 right here.
Nah, he doesn't get it. No, search all the other usernames first. Yeah.
Josh came in at number 28. Let's see where everybody else came in. Nick came in at 40.
Damn, I wasn't even close.
Dan and Casey came in at 62 and 63. We put your cousin in it, Casey Bryce, for his support. My sister came in there. Sister's boyfriend. There you go. And Greg.
Bad for Dan the
That's
Man.
awesome.
Feels bad for Dan the Man.
What was that,
That's awesome, guys.
Feels
100
bad for
people
Dan the Man all the way down to bottom.
Yeah.
Hey, so salute to you, David. I will DM you tomorrow morning, bro, to get you your jersey. I'll get it shipped to you. Appreciate your support for the podcast. And other than that, I mean, we can kind of get into our next topic in the show, which is actually something that, Jack, if you want to kick it off, you can. But I wanted to talk about Jalen Hurts and how important it is that he's actually deciding to play on Sunday for his QB future and not letting Gardner Minshew go in there and throw for a QB controversy per se. What do you think about that? And
Yeah,
Kick it off.
so I respect the hustle and him being a badass, but if we ever have a chance of making the wild card or not, I'd rather have him starting quarterback. I don't want Minshew starting quarterback for the playoffs if we ever get there. So I think it's not the best decision, in my opinion, because I mean he is our starting quarterback, and if we do make the playoffs, he'll be a big threat, hopefully. So I think give Minshew some time and see how he plays, and then if he's playing shitty, maybe put Hurts later on in the game. So I think he should rest a little bit.
I think
Do we know-
that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous for him because, like, I get nervous. I get nervous to think, well, because like Carson Wentz was the quarterback. Am I right, Salucci?
Yes.
Okay, so Carson Wentz was the quarterback, right? Carson Wentz gets hurt. Nick Foles comes in. We have this huge QB controversy, right? Wentz gone, Foles gone, or Hurts in, like all this bullshit. We got Flacco coming out of nowhere, like all kinds of QB bullshit, right? The last thing the Eagles need right now, is for Jalen Hurts to get hurt and Minshew to play really fucking well. Because then we're back where we were 4 years ago. And it's a nightmare. So I don't know if it's better for Jalen Hurts to like go in and possibly play bad, or he like plays well, then gives us all false hope again, or let Minshew give Minshew the shot, see if he shines. But if he shines, I think that could cause a problem.
Yeah, and
I think it's a problem we've seen before,
Yeah, and what you hit on, like, I think it was kind of a shitty way the Eagles treated Foles after winning the Super Bowl, kind of not giving him an extra chance the following season, because going into that Super Bowl win, Wentz was injury prone, and
but that was an MVP season he was coming off of. I mean,
yeah, but like in my opinion, like if someone who pretty much carried us through the playoffs won us a Super Bowl, I would rather have him start the next season because I just think it's a shitty situation that kind of did him dirty. That's my opinion. I know.
But before that, Wentz was our guy. Wentz was MVP. He was going through it. He had a bad injury. Who knows what happened in the playoffs? Yeah. Do I love Nick Foles for leading us through and playing some, I would say 3 out of 4 really good games. I think he played average against the Falcons, but I mean, you don't want controversy for your number 2 overall pick a couple years before, right? I mean, he did had a great season. Was he coming off a serious injury? Absolutely, but you still had to keep your trust in that guy, right?
Right, but Casey.
Can you hold on, Jack? Casey, can you put your trust in that guy?
Wentz at that time, would I put my trust in him?
No, I'm talking about. Okay, I didn't realize you were talking about Wentz at that time. I thought you were talking about Foles. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah. So Casey, I've known you probably since preschool, right? And I know you're a very, very competitive guy, right? If you were in Nick Foles' shoes, being the man you are, and you want us a Super Bowl, you would want to start the next season, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would. But so would Carson Wentz, though. It's the same thing for him.
Yeah.
He's a competitive guy. I mean, he just went out, balled out for what? It was 12 games. He got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he balled out, put on the best season of his career, and he had a serious injury. And wouldn't you be upset if the city that you were just playing your heart out for just turned their back on you?
Well,
Yeah, but you're injured. Whatever. I'm
talking going to the next season, they just turn your back on. Yeah, Nick Foles did an amazing job, and I love they got a death for it, and I hope that he gets a statue and everything else all down the line. I mean, he actually already has a statue.
He has a statue, yeah.
Yeah, that thing stays for years and years and years, and I hope that does because he deserves every second of it, and he'll never have to buy a beer in Philadelphia ever again, and that's amazing. But if you think about it going to that next season, I mean, you spent a first-round pick on a number 2 overall pick. You traded up with the Browns to get there to get that guy. Was going to be the MVP if he kept playing. And, I mean, it's tough for that management to turn their back on him. And didn't they give him an extension before that, or was that after?
I think it was after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
I think I'm a little lost in the shuffle, but I mean, we're kind of comparing like apples and oranges here, right? Like Foles came in and won playoff games. Gardner Minshew might come in to play the Jets.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a might, right? So like he has like the rest of the season to like shine, like Foles did. Like he's got time. That was my original concern. Like Minshew can come in and like Philly can attach themselves to him if he plays the Gardner Minshew personality and he plays well. He's got a lovable personality too.
And Foles didn't win any playoff games before he came in. I mean, yeah, he had the 28-2 season, 28 TDs, 2 interceptions with the Eagles once, but then after that, he was a journeyman, bounced all around, almost retired, and then came back out. I mean, the same thing. And I don't think Gardner Minshew was. I mean, I don't think he was the greatest quarterback with Jacksonville, but I don't think he was horrendous or anything. I don't think he was terrible.
No,
I mean, he just had bad supporting cast. And look at Trevor Lawrence right now. And yeah, he's a rookie and blah, 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 new coaching and all that. But he's struggling with bad people around him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is very true. Casey, you have a fan favorite, by the way.
Yeah, you have somebody in the chat. Jason, he mentioned you. I have no freaking clue what the hell this means. You can tell me. But Jason appreciates you, Casey. So say what's up, man.
Well, thanks, Jason. I wish I could understand what that meant, but I'm going to take it as a compliment. So thank you.
You appreciate it, man. There you go. He's cracking up. So thank you for your support, Jason. I want to ask you guys something, though. Casey brought up something really interesting earlier in the podcast that I want to talk about. I mean, for me, you got to place the ball. Do you guys see where the bottom of the NY is towards the N, towards the left side, that little line?
Yeah.
That's where you got to put the ball if you're the QB, anywhere and left of it. Somewhere where your receiver can get it, toe tap, and put it in. So it's frustrating for me because that felt like a sure touchdown. I get it. Sometimes defensive linemen in your face, you don't have time to throw that. But do you guys think that this was acceptable for Devonta Smith to be livid on this route? I mean, what do you guys think? Open table
Yes.
discussion.
yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wentz would have made that throw.
Wentz would have made that throw and the last throw and probably every other fucking throw in the game. But
I just want to get called out.
by the way, Wentz threw for 306 yards on Sunday against the Bucs. Oh, and 3 touchdowns. No big deal. Quarterback rating of 88. Jalen Hurts was 17.5. No big deal.
Carson Wentz loves
what was
having
the
Frank
question?
Reich back.
The question was, do you think
Yes, Devonta Smith, wide open. What was the question?
so what blows my mind is
yeah. Go ahead.
we've not been going to Rager at all season, and I don't know what was going on in Hurts's mindset, but why would you target Jalen Rager, who hasn't done much for the team at all, maybe a few catches here and there, but why would you target him more than I want to say I can positively say our star receiver? Like, that just makes no sense to me. I don't know if Devonta Smith was too much covered. I don't think he was all game. I watched him, but it just was I was befuddled about the whole situation.
There's no situation, there's no game where Jalen Hurts should target Devonta Smith 4 times. Like, there's no reason. Like, he should be targeting Devonta Smith at least, at least 5 to 8 times a game. Like, at least.
Devonta Smith, the first Eagles receiver I've seen in a long time, actually get open on his own and not rely on everybody else.
Yeah, that and like they very clearly have some kind of chemistry, right? It's very clear on and off the field. Like, we've seen that this season. We saw it in college. Like, it's there. Like, where is it though?
Declan, any points on this?
Nah, man. I mean, you guys are 100% right. Like, you drafted him that high. You traded up for him for a reason. Like, he is a baller, and he's shown that he's a baller. Why isn't he being treated like the star that he is? It doesn't make any sense. And I think the thing that trips me up even more is Goddard. I mean, obviously, like, my mind just went completely blank. Like Smith might have been covered, but the Giants like linebackers couldn't hang with Goddard, like even if they tried. So why wasn't he targeted? He's a huge target in the middle, and like he could have been easily exploited for, 50, 60 yards, and he just was not targeted all day. It didn't make any sense from an offensive standpoint, but I mean, I was happy. So.
And you know what's scary about that is like we just let Ertz go. So we're gonna let Ertz go, right? And then we're not gonna use Goddard at all.
Yeah,
so
it's like nothing changed.
Why are we using why do we even have tight ends?
I don't know. You think about it, you have Goddard on the field for that last play. He's either getting covered by a linebacker or the safety's got to come down and cover him. So that's one high safety, and that just makes it so much easier for the receivers to get over the top. And you're looking for that play for the end zone anyway.
Yeah, and Devonta Smith's good on one-on-one.
Casey made a good point.
Man, you put that prompt back up. He's got his man beat by 2 yards. Mm-hmm. Easily, all you got to do, to me, that's a high school football throw that I've seen high schoolers make time and time again. You're in the NFL. You got to make the throw. Yeah, you might be under pressure. You got big
McKinney for the Puppy Bowl.
Whoa. He still has that pick. I don't know what you're talking about.
6 guys in your face. I don't know. I still think even if you don't see it at first, he waving his hand for at least 3 to 5 seconds. Like, you got to be able to see that if you're scanning. If anything, he's your first, second, maybe third option on that play.
You made a good point, though, earlier, Casey. Like, he's the first receiver I've seen in a while that gets that much separation off the ball. Is it because he's tiny and he's elusive? Is it because he's a good route runner? I don't fucking know, to be honest. It's just sick to watch because he gets doubted a lot. I think he's a big underdog. He steps out there, you see how skinny he is, and guys size him up, and they're like, oh, that's it? And he gets out there and he runs routes, and you're like, oh, my God, this guy's something special. So it's going to be something to see.
I think he's got good footwork. I think he's got good game sense. He knows where the pressure's not where the pressure's coming, but where guys are going to be. He's anticipating that. I think he's the first one I've seen in a long time actually do that. Reagor has no game sense. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time on the field. His footwork is awful coming out of routes. And same with the other guys. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. If I was Hurts, I'd be looking for him 24/7. And if it comes down to their double covering him, that just means Goddard or somebody else is open. And if you even Sanders, why aren't we hitting Sanders out of the backfield more? Why isn't he getting any receptions? Because when he gets in space, he's tough to tackle. I mean, to me, that's a free 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, and all those times that Jalen Hurts spends scrambling and just like panicking in the pocket, like where's that just check down to Goddard or the check down to Sanders? Like think about all the times he's had to roll out of the pocket in the past 3 weeks. And like not one just little dip pass right over the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Like nobody's planning for Jalen Hurts to just get absolutely pressured, you know?
And I mean,
it's just me.
Not to change the subject, but can we talk about our running backs right now? I know we're kind of jumping around, but I think Boston Scott has played 100% better than Jordan Howard. Yes, he was injured, but Boston Scott, 5'6", fucking bowling ball. He's a fucking beast. I love the man. I would much rather see him like our RB1 than Jordan Howard, and that's a hot take, but no one can really tackle him, and he gets in the small space, gets low to the ground.
Sorry, what?
RB1 over Miles Sanders?
Yep. Take it here.
Take it here. Over Jordan Howard, too?
That is the craziest thing I think I've heard all night.
Fuck.
That is.
Jeez.
Fuck
Jack,
no.
Do I think Boston Scott's a good athlete and he's an average running back? Absolutely. But when I'm looking at Miles Sanders' stats when he's on the field and the stuff that he can do in space compared to other guys, hands down the better running back. And if we're looking at the game, Miles Sanders is averaging 7 yards a rush while Boston Scott's 4.3. And is 4.3 respectable? Absolutely, it's respectable. But I mean, Miles Sanders just does so many more things than Boston Scott can.
I don't think that's a fair stat though, because I think Boston Scott is getting far more touches than Miles Sanders is. I think Boston.
Why is that?
Why it is, I don't know. But Miles, I don't think that really, unless we have like the stats, of them playing the same amount of games or they're getting the same amount of touches. Like I can't really compare the two. I can't, not from that stat, not like from 4 yards per, because Boston Scott has double the amount of touches Miles Sanders has.
Right, and you also have to take in prospect. This is a joke, but like Boston Scott's a lot shorter, so he doesn't have the big foot span that Miles Sanders does. So maybe
Either
that's
way,
why.
you need yards.
Jackson and mind track that.
small,
Oh,
you
he
need
can
yards.
hide behind the big linebacker. The
Yes.
lineman, he can just like sneak past them.
Yes, and that's
But
what
Miles Sanders ain't much bigger. Boston Scott's just a little one of those little husky guys, tiny
Dude.
ones.
he's
Yeah.
5'6" and 215 pounds.
Yeah, I think he's 220. Yeah.
And he was the top power lifter. Where'd he go to college? Wherever he went to college, and in high school.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
not
you're
saying
missing
he's
the
not a
point, but,
great
like,
athlete or
Miles
anything
Sanders
like
is
that.
I think
think
part of
he's-
Boston
I think-
Scott's like what makes him a weapon is how little he plays, because people like get knocked on their heels and they
Yeah,
don't expect
good
how
point.
quick he's going to be out of the backfield. I think
Yeah.
that's what
Were they-
makes him a star.
Yeah.
Or they don't see him. The whole game, they see Miles Sanders, Miles Sanders, Miles Sanders. And then all of a sudden, you have this guy who comes out of nowhere, like this little
That-
ass dude. Like, because they're serious when they say you cannot see this guy behind the line.
That
But
is
Jack,
a very,
to me, I
very
think
good point.
Jack, you're trying to compare him to like a Darren Sproles. I don't think he's a Darren Sproles, though. I don't think he's that type of guy. I mean, is he a good athlete and he's playing pretty well right now? Yeah. But I just don't think he's a Darren Sproles kind of type.
Yeah, I think he's more of like kind of a. It's weird because I don't think we have a running back that we can compare to him. You're right, Casey. He's not quite Darren Sproles. He can receive well and be in the receiving game. I see that point, but he's more than Darren Sproles because Darren Sproles couldn't put you on your ass like he could. It's almost like he's like a LeGarrette Blount, not quite that, but somebody that has power, surprising power, I would say, but also like, I don't know, surprising speed.
He's a mini Derrick Henry.
Where
was
Darren
it?
Sproles lacked the trucking ability, he made up for it 10 times fold with his elusiveness
true.
and getting around people.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, that guy would make people look silly.
Salute, what do you think about all these hot takes down there, making faces and shit?
I think I've lost brain cells listening to that. Like, I already knew Jack had only one brain cell, but like I'm questioning that even now.
Maybe a half.
Yeah, it's gone. It's
Whatever.
missing.
I'm just
He
saying.
lost that from all the falls he took in high school.
Yeah, what's making you second guess Jack's brain cell count?
A small Derrick Henry? What?
Yeah.
He's not going out there and stiff arming people.
He's running them over. He's running them
Small
over.
Derrick Henry's 5'11", maybe 200 pounds, not 5'6".
He ain't running anyone over.
Nah, he's not
He ran-
running.
He scored a touchdown. He ran two people or one person over.
He's
He
shifting.
ran into his
He
players.
created a wedge.
Nope.
A wedge with the
Nope.
offensive line.
Nope. He ran somebody over. I'm telling you.
No, he didn't.
All I'm saying is,
Check
all
the
I'm saying,
tape.
all I'm
It's like
saying
arguing with
is,
a brick wall.
I'm liking what I've seen this season with Boston Scott.
That's fair.
Yes.
Okay, you can
Okay,
like
but
it. I
nobody's
like
arguing
it too.
that. Nobody's arguing that.
Yeah.
He's just way closer to like an average player than he is like an exceptional.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is exceptional. Boston Scott is way closer to like that middle average area.
Yes.
Derrick Henry's also been injured for 5 weeks and still is the second most yards in the NFL rushing.
Yes.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. What do you guys think? How do you guys think? Do you think like Sirianni is at all in any kind of hot seat yet, or like
No.
what do you think's going on in the front office?
I
Panic.
think no, because Sirianni does whatever Howie Roseman says, and Howie Roseman's a snake.
Harry Roseman is a snake. Explain though. Go on.
Look how he treated Wentz. Look how he treated Foles. Look how he tried to treat Hurts at the beginning of the season by kind of being like, he's a 1-year gap guy until we can kind of figure this out. Now, all of a sudden, people like Hurts, and it's not working out the same way with Wentz, where the Philadelphia crowd turned on Wentz. And Hurts is actually kind of like like playing well. Oh, he's kind of just being average, like Wentz was last year. He's not really lighting it up, but at least he's not turning it over. So he's a little better than Wentz was last year. But I just don't think like anyone who's this incompetent at coaching should be getting the praise that he is from a GM, unless he's doing exactly what the GM wants. And
everybody hates Howie. Like, do you think Sirianni
left because of Howie? He was glad to be fired because of Howie.
Yeah,
he wasn't a yes man.
Yeah. Do you think what do you think Sirianni's and his relationship is like? Like daily basis. Like
daily basis.
Sirianni bends over and does anything he asks him to do.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, no, I agree completely with everyone about Sirianni. It's not really his decision making; it's more so Howie Roseman telling him what to do.
Well, like look how quick they got rid of Peterson after like 1 year after they won the Super Bowl. Look how quick they got rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, like Tom said, because he wasn't a yes man. Like he said, fuck that noise. I'm not doing whatever you tell me. I'm doing my own thing. So,
but talking about Howie, are we thinking he's crazy enough to make a trade for Russell Wilson? Because we've all seen the report.
Yes.
We've all
Casey, thank you so much, bro. Do you want to read this, Casey? Do you want to read this off? Let me get that banner out of the way.
Look, just thinking about it, Adam Schefter coming out and joining the Fanatic and talking about Wilson came up in the discussion and as one of the potential candidates for the Birds this offseason at quarterback. I mean, to me, Schefter saying that he wouldn't waive that no trade clause, I mean, it's enticing, yes, but do I want a 33, 34-year-old quarterback that this year might be out of his prime, might not be looking great, and how much are we actually going to give up for that? And do we bail on Hurts this early? Because, I mean, if you look at the next year's draft class, it's awful for quarterbacks. There's not one guy in there that I'm looking at that's like, okay, he can be a guy somewhere. I mean, what do we think about that?
I agree with you, Casey. Next year's draft class is awful. I'm rocking with Hurts still. I mean, I don't want somebody that's old. I want a future. As much as I love Russell Wilson, I respect him. I just don't look. If he's not balling out this year with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, who's to say that he's going to ball out with Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins? You know, no disrespect to those guys, but I'm just saying. I don't know. What do you guys think?
And Wilson's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's at the end of his career. In my opinion, I don't think he's a Tom Brady that can play at a high level until he's 42, 43, 44. I mean, Tom Brady's a different kind of animal. He just works differently, does everything differently, and I just don't see him as that. I think he hit his peak, and he's on a downward slope right now. He's not a guy that can carry a franchise anymore.
And like, you know, being a Philly fan and Philly fans in general, if your star quarterback has a shitty week, they're going to say, oh, we hate him. We don't want him on the team. But, like, if you've looked from week 1 to week 12 or week 13, whatever it is, he's progressing to a good quarterback. Yes, last week it was not the best game for him, but I think we still need to give some time. I don't want to be that team that says, oh, you're not playing well, you're not taking it to the playoffs, you're gone. Like, I don't think we should do that to him because I think he still has, you know, he has potential for sure. I mean, I think, and like to your point, Casey, Russell Wilson is very old. He's not old. He's old. I don't think. And if we want to give up, I think if we want to give up like our first round picks, I think it's a mistake. You know what I mean?
Well, not only is he old, he's injury prone. So you're getting a guy that'll maybe play half to 3/4 of the season. You'll still end up playing Gardner Minshew. So in the end, you're losing a guy that you could maybe potentially build on for the future for a guy that'll play a few seasons, like you guys are saying, at a somewhat decent level and maybe play like half of it. And yeah, he's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Maybe not right now, but I don't think it makes sense for a young team like this to go out and you're going to have to move a lot anyway to get him. It just doesn't make sense.
And you also got to think about the salary cap. Like, that's a lot of money coming back in. That is tons of money after we're just coming off of trying to get off the luxury tax, and you're bringing that large contract in. So, I mean, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, I'm just afraid to get back into this Wentz, Foles, Hurts situation with a whole nother round of quarterbacks. It's fucking terrifying because look at how much it's delayed any progress for the Philadelphia Eagles since they won the Super Bowl in 2017. You know what I mean? There's been no progress at all. It's been a steep decline. So, but ideally we won't hit rock bottom like the Jets have. The Jets, ideally, we can beat the Jets. We thought we could beat the Giants. Ideally, we know we can beat the Jets. Thoughts? Game predictions, score predictions. Anybody?
I'll be real quick. I'm going to say 28-24. Eagles walk away with it. It's going to be an ugly game. We're coming off an ugly loss, but I think we find a way to come away with it at the end. I just know how this team works back-to-back weeks. They find a way to come through with it, but I don't think it's going to be a beautiful win. That's what I'll say.
I think that, I think the Eagles will lose. Yeah.
How are you a Birds fan? Please explain that today.
I don't know. I'm just disappointed right now in how they played last week, losing to the Giants. I hate the Giants, not as much as the Cowboys. But the Jets, yes, they have a losing record, but they're still a good team. Jameson Crowder's a beast. I'm not sure if he's injured or not. They have
Who's their quarterback?
Joe Flacco. Revenge game, baby. Revenge game.
They're still a good team. Who's their quarterback? Joe Flacco.
I'm joking.
Elite. He's elite.
I think the Birds will win. I was a little, tossing there. I think the Birds will win 28-21. It's not going to be the prettiest game, but I think we can pull through and win out the rest of our season.
Jack's trying to save himself by saying it was a joke.
Score prediction, Jack. Don't forget, real quick, score prediction.
I said already, 28-21.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am saying the total opposite of what you guys thinking. I don't think it is a revenge game for Joe Flacco. I don't think anything like that. I'm thinking Eagles blow them out big, 38-21. Jets score a little garbage time touchdown. I think Hurts has a bounce back game. We run the football from the beginning, and it's not even close in the second half.
I'm right there with Casey. I know last week I said 34-27.
Mistake.
Way off with that one, and that's on me. Wasn't even close. So, but I'm on the same page with Casey this week. I don't know. After seeing the way they rallied, was it against the Saints? Who did they fucking kill?
The Saints.
Yeah, the way they rallied
that game was great.
It was a good game. I think we see the Saints Eagles, like a Eagles team that look like the Saints game, however you want to say it. I think we see them on Sunday. I think they come out on top as well. I don't think it's going to be – I don't think they get to the 30s. I think it's going to be like 28-17. Sticking with 17. But, yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. Not too high scoring, bet the under, but yeah, the Eagles definitely come out on top.
Unders have been hitting too, all betting season.
Yeah, it's been a low scoring season for sure.
Tom, what do you got?
Thank you, Tom Lee.
There's been some bad mojo in Philly the last 3 weeks. Flyers are on a 3-week skid. Sixers also on a skid. Eagles lost bad. Phillies aren't doing anything to help themselves this upcoming season. I feel like something's got to change in Philly. Eagles win this week, but it's an ugly win. And it's going to be 23 if Hurts decides to stop looking at his deuce to 10. Just because Slay is taking over that defense. Forget Gannon. Gannon's a schmuck. What you call it? Yeah. Eagles win. It's going to be ugly. They're going to turn around the mojo in Philly. Philly needs a new mojo, especially with the awful mayor, the Mayor Kenny too. Anyway, he can't do anything else.
I'm a little disappointed that the number one Phillies fan that I know is saying that Philadelphia needs a little juice when Bryce Harper just won MVP.
Yeah, big
He
signing
did win
today too with
MVP,
Knebel.
but since then, what's gone on? It's been a disappointing 3 weeks.
That was like 2 weeks ago, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're talking about Philly
Sucks
sports in
since then.
general, this
Sixers
podcast will be 6,
suck.
7, 8 hours long.
That's facts.
Hey,
Casey's
listen,
got
I
it.
try to make it last as long as possible. Man.
We gotta wrap up because there's a show
Declan.
after us in 2 minutes, but we gotta wrap up. But I want
Declan,
to
score predictions go. Declan,
Real
go.
quick, 42-10. I think the Eagles, this is the kind of game that lights you up as a team. They need to prove something. They got something to prove, and they will. Jets are terrible. 42-10.
Let's go.
Cool.
Thank you, El Diablo, for sponsoring the podcast. You guys are great. Dalton eating his El Diablo. I had mine tonight. Yeah. Thank you, El Diablo.
Thank you to the fans too for your support.
Yes, love you guys. Those comments were cracking me up mid-show.
Yeah, and congratulations to what's his name on jersey, Bergner.
David
Yeah.
Bergner. Congrats on New
Congratulations,
Jersey,
bud.
Dave. Casey, thank you for coming on, brother. Do you want to do the honors tonight?
What are the honors?
All you got to say, bro, is hit that outro.
All right, I can do that. Just want to say thanks again for letting me on, boys. It's always a good time. Go Birds. Hit that outro.